The Curse of the Dark Stone, Chapter 5, The Abyssal Caverns. As the group emerged from the enchanted forest, a chilling wind greeted them. The map from El Rainey's journal pointed to the next destination, the Abyssal Caverns, a labyrinth of tunnels rumored to stretch beneath the very foundations of the earth. These caverns were said to be home to the Stone of Resilience, the fourth and final artifact needed to restore balance. The entrance loomed before them like the gaping maw of a beast, its jagged rock slick with moisture. A faint blue light pulsed from deep within, as if the caverns themselves were alive. "We're getting closer," Althea said, gripping the hilt of her sword. "But something feels wrong." Selene stepped forward, her silver hair catching the faint light. The Abyssal Caverns are said to be a place where the mind betrays the body. We'll face illusions, fears, and temptations. Stay vigilant. Arik glanced at the others, his jaw set. "Let's get this over with." Descent into darkness. The air grew colder as they ventured deeper, their breaths visible in the dim light. The walls shimmered with crystalline formations, casting eerie reflections that danced like specters. As they moved, faint whispers echoed around them. The voices were indistinct at first, but soon they grew clearer. "Althea," she froze, her heart pounding. The voice was familiar, too familiar. "Father." Selene grabbed her arm. "Don't listen. It's the caverns. They feed on your doubts and memories." But Althea couldn't shake the voice. It was her father's, calling to her from somewhere. In the darkness. She clenched her fists, forcing herself to move forward. Arik, meanwhile, saw shadows shifting in the corners of his vision. He spun around, sword drawn, but there was nothing there. The cavern seemed to breathe, their walls pulsating with an unnatural rhythm. "We're being watched," he muttered. Selene nodded. "The caverns test everyone differently. Stick together, no matter what happens." The trials of the caverns. As they delved deeper, the group encountered their first trial. A chasm stretched before them, with no visible bottom. The only way across was a narrow bridge of shimmering crystal that appeared impossibly fragile. "This can't hold our weight," Arik said, his voice edged with doubt. "It's not real," Selene replied. "But if you believe it will break, it will." One by one, they crossed, their steps tentative. The whispers grew louder, trying to break their focus. Althea felt her balance falter as visions of her past, her failures, her regrets played before her eyes. But she pressed on, her resolve unshaken. The next trial came in the form of a mirror-like pool. As they approached, their reflections stepped out, mirroring their every move. "Are these us?" Arik asked, staring at the doppelgangers. "No," Selene said, her voice low. "They're shadows of what we fear to become." The reflections attacked, their movements perfectly synchronized. Althea found herself locked in combat with a version of herself that seemed colder, more ruthless. "You'll fail," the reflection sneered. "Just like you did before." But Althea struck back, her determination burning brighter than her doubts. One by one, they defeated their shadows, the pool dissolving into mist. The heart of the caverns. At last, they reached the heart of the caverns, a massive chamber bathed in an otherworldly blue light. At its center, the Stone of Resilience hovered above a pool of shimmering water. But they weren't alone. A massive serpent-like creature coiled around the chamber. Its scales glinting like obsidian. Its eyes glowed with an unnatural intelligence, and its voice rumbled like an earthquake. "Who dares disturb my domain?" "We're here for the stone," Althea said, stepping forward. The serpent hissed, its fangs bared. "The stone is not yours to take. Only those who prove their strength may claim it." The creature lunged, its massive body moving with terrifying speed. Arik and Althea charged, their blades striking its scales with little effect. Meanwhile, Selene chanted a spell, her silver light forming a barrier to protect them. "Strike its eyes!" Selene shouted. Althea leaped onto the serpent's back, her sword plunging into one glowing eye. The creature roared, thrashing violently. Arik seized the opportunity to strike the other eye, blinding it completely. With a final, anguished cry, the serpent dissolved into shadows, leaving the chamber silent once more. A choice to make. Althea approached the stone of resilience, its blue light pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. As she reached out, a voice echoed in her mind. Resilience is not merely strength, it is endurance, the ability to carry on despite the heaviest burdens. Are you prepared to bear this weight? Yes, she whispered, her fingers closing around the stone. A wave of energy surged through her, filling her with a sense of unyielding determination. The caverns trembled, and the path ahead became clear. As they exited the Abyssal Caverns, Selene looked at Althea with a mixture of admiration and concern. "We're close now. The final challenge awaits." Arik placed a hand on Althea's shoulder. "Whatever comes next, we face it together." Althea nodded, clutching the stone of resilience. But in the back of her mind, a question lingered: would resilience be enough to face the curse's final trial?